Hey guys, this is gonna be my thoughts on pop music currently, and for the looks of it now, it's very diverse. I mean, you've got folk, EDM, indie, rock, and other genres that are in there, and one is actually there. And this started back in like 2009. Before that year, it was practically filled with R&B and hip hop music, all at once, and it really got boring to the point where the clubs needed something better, so EDM was a choice. And when the song "Sexy Chick" actually came, it was at #1 for like a couple of weeks, and the industry thought, well, this is the going, this is the future right here. And during that time, Lady Gaga got her limelight. Grime artists like N-Dubz and Tinchy Stryder, were having fun on the charts. And the next year, actually, I think, a good lyricist, who else came out that year? JME, Skepta, and the boy band crew actually came out, and they literally ripped things up, but I didn't think it lasted that well because, we didn't really hear much from them, but that much anyway. And that progression kept continuing. Like when 2012 hit, that was like, wow, that was when folk music started being heard. Indie rock bands such as Foster the People, who else? Neon Trees and that started to get recognized. It was literally the whole floodgates, started actually moving around, because back in the old days, you used to get maybe this one indie group from the charts. I can't remember when it was this group, and they had a song called "That's Not My Name," and that was on the charts, and that was really annoying me for some reason because they played it loads. And anyway, when you look at 2013, we experienced the disco revival from the French Kings of house music, and that's Daft Punk. They've released good albums such as The Homework, what else? Discovery and Prime of Your Life, and those were really good albums, solidly. And we also, unfortunately, we had the boy bands revival. I mean, we had JLS, which is currently now the biggest one biggest boy band currently now, and The Wanted. These guys, each of these boy bands, have their own style. JLS stuck to more of the JLS stuck into more of the R&B soul type. That was found in the 90s, with bands like Boyz II Men. One Direction went for more of this pop rock style, while The Wanted, they stuck I'd say currently now they're a bit more experimental, as I heard they put Baroque music in the style, which is actually interesting. I might review that track. And in terms of hip hop, Kendrick Lamar, released, I think, what is claimed to be, or critically acclaimed to be, a classic, Good Kid, Mad City, which we needed that album because we were getting, albums, you know, that really didn't have much meaning in it. I mean, the basic subjects, you know, were money, drugs, sex, and all that, and it was really getting annoying. And this is when, like, people start saying, you know, the sound ain't lyrical or anything like that. I mean, sorry, this is when people say, like, hip-hop, you know, is dead. But that was until, like, this album actually dropped, and, you know, it brought back, you know, that sense of, like, you know, integrity. You know, it showed that lyricism's back, and it showed that, you know, you don't have to have, like, a club record to make good song. And I think roughly this time, if I remember correctly, Adele, you know, brought back soul music back into the charts. At that time I didn't really like her, but, you know, the song Rolling in the Deep sort of got into me a bit. Then in the indie scene, this, you know, out of nowhere, this, like, style of R&B artists, you know, who, well, I don't know what's the official term for them, but I'm guessing it's indie R&B. You know, these artists, you know, this style can be found on Drake's album, and maybe a bit of Usher's as well. But, you know, the people that are doing it right now is my favourite artist who I've mentioned, you know, before in the show, and that was Janelle Monáe, Miguel, The Weeknd, Frank Ocean, and Frank Ocean. And each of these artists have their own different take on it. Like, Janelle Monáe brings, like, what made soul, psychedelic, blues, jazz, R&B, disco, and a pinch of electronic, and maybe a bit of rock, you know, what was good in their, like, eras into one style, and she really does it well. I mean, take for instance the track We Were Like Rock and Roll. You know, you could feel, like, the emotion of it, of what she was actually singing, and, you know, it was great. And, you know, the track, the instrumentation of the track is actually very phenomenal. And The Weeknd, you know, takes a different approach, right? If you're used to Drake's style, if you've heard The Weeknd before, Drake and The Weeknd sort of have the same producer, so you'd be expecting sort of like a smooth aerial R&B, you know, sound, but he sort of like goes into it like, how can I say this? The Weeknd, you know, has been described as a dark version of Michael Jackson. For Miguel, he goes the same way as The Weeknd, but not really as deep as him. Instead of, like, going to more of, like, the moody type of style of beats that The Weeknd is heavily supplied on, he is more of, like, he sticks to his R&B roots, but adds a bit more of that thrill thing. Yeah, and that's, you know, that's pretty much a genre you guys should check out. And in terms of rock, you know, art rock, you know, it has changed. Like, for example, the British band You Me at 6, you know, changed it into pop rock with an indie feel, while bands like Marionette gave it a post-hardcore edge, except without the screaming. And, you know, I've reviewed Mallory Knox before. Make sure you check that review out to get my opinion on that band. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, back on the hipping. I think when Good Kid, Mad City also came out, this was when, you know, rappers started changing their, like, style a bit. They started, you know, changing the style a bit. They started to get more lyrical, good, and that was when Hopsin came, you know, out. And he's really described as the that he is compared to Eminem's earlier years, and he sort of does have that horrorcore style, and he's known for, like, to be one of the best technical rappers to come out. But he's also, you know, I think he gets lots of you know, lots of heat that, you know, he's not really original, but when you listen to his beats, are actually quite good. And unlike Eminem, he's a way half decent singer, and that's to quote Spectrum Plus, by the way. Anyway, back in 2012 when Psy came out, you know, that was actually, you know, the sign of K-pop coming to the chart. And, you know, the fan base, you know, decided to grow. You know, it really touched like the Western part, and Korea literally put like all like the Western music to shame because, you know, of the way, you know, they approached it. Like acts like Beast, G-Dragon, Super Junior, SHINee, you know, all have their different styles. Like if you look at SHINee, their beats, well, they're obviously SHINee, and the way they actually take them, the way they actually what's the word? The way they actually approach it is not really dark. They're really polished as well, and the way their aesthetics are really good. I mean, they wear like bright colored cardigans, tight jeans with high tops. While if you compare them to like Super Junior, who have literally have like the biggest you know, band, they're practically like the biggest boy band in terms of members. They've got like 14, and that big that they have to literally split into each individual. So you have Super Junior M, can't remember the rest, but you know, they're actually quite big. Then you got G-Dragon. He won an NME Awards like a couple of years ago, and he's really talented. I mean, the way he jumps from one genre to another, he'll go hip hop 1 minute, then he'll go rap the other minute, then actually go from pop to EDM, and he's really crazy. And and I really dig the K-pop, you know, K-pop music, because it's really fresh. They've done it really differently, and it's in a different language. And you know, and when you hear like music that's sang in a different language, you think that's actually sounds beautiful. And what really, you know, got me into K-pop even more was their take on old school 90s R&B, and the track Hello by SHINee actually proves, you know, how, you know, good they are. And unlike the Western, unlike The Wanted or One Direction, they've really, you know, they really brought back the dancing side of, you know, what boy bands were. You know, if you look at NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, they were all dancers in a way, and that was actually, you know, a trend then. Now, and they've actually kept it, and the scene is actually quite good. And to round up, I think, you know, in the next couple of years, it's gonna hopefully progress. I mean, who knows what's gonna be the next trend. I mean, you know, the looks of it, you know, the future's bright, and we might get gypsy music sooner or later or something, and that'll be actually quite funny to actually see. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe if you oh, sorry, let me start again. Actually, let me repeat it. Anyway, what do you think of like music currently now? Is it good, bad? Like, comment, subscribe, and see you in my next review. Bye.